Every powerful man believes one thing, that he is different. Not like the others who failed before him. Not like the kings who lost everything. Not like the leaders who fell from the top. He believes he is smarter, more aware, more in control, untouchable. And that belief is where the story always begins. History is filled with powerful men. Men who had everything: power, respect, control. They ruled nations. They controlled armies. They shaped the future of millions. From ancient emperors to modern billionaires to leaders who once stood at the top of the world, every single one of them started the same way. They were disciplined, focused, hungry. They built their power step by step, decision by decision. And for a moment, it felt like nothing could stop them. Everything worked. Every move they made pushed them higher. But power has a strange nature. It doesn't destroy you in the beginning. It rewards you. It makes you feel stronger, more confident, more certain. And slowly, without you realizing it, it begins to change you. At first, the changes are small, almost invisible. You start trusting yourself more. You stop listening as much. Advice becomes unnecessary. Criticism becomes annoying. And people around you notice it, but they don't say anything. Because you are powerful. And powerful people don't get questioned. They get followed. This is where the shift happens. The more power you gain, the less truth you hear. People stop correcting you. They stop challenging you. Not because you are always right, but because they are afraid to say you're wrong. And slowly, you begin to live in a different reality. A reality where every decision feels right. Every move feels justified. And that's dangerous. Because when no one tells you the truth, you stop seeing it yourself. Your vision becomes limited. Your judgment becomes weaker. But your confidence keeps growing. And that's the illusion of power. It makes you believe you're improving, when in reality, you're losing control. This is how it starts. Not with failure, not with weakness, but with success. Because success creates belief. And belief, when it turns into ego, creates blind spots. And those blind spots are what destroy powerful men. They don't fall because they are weak. They fall because they stop seeing clearly. Because they stop listening. Because they believe they can't fall. And that belief has destroyed more empires than any war ever could. But this isn't just history. This is a pattern that repeats itself over and over again, across time, across nations, across every level of power. And once you understand this pattern, you start to see something shocking. The fall always begins at the top.
If you think this is just an idea, look at history, because history doesn't lie. Again and again, it shows us the same story. A man rises, gains power, and then loses everything. Take one of the greatest conquerors in history, a man who built one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. He was fearless, brilliant, unstoppable. By the age of 30, he had conquered most of the known world. Every battle he fought, he won. Every army that stood against him fell. People didn't just respect him, they worshipped him. And that's where things began to change. power started to reshape his mind. He began to believe he wasn't just a king, he was a god. He demanded loyalty beyond reason. He pushed his army further and further into unknown lands. His men were exhausted, broken, but no one could question him because he was too powerful. And in the end, his empire didn't fall in battle. It collapsed after him because power built it, but ego couldn't sustain it. Now look at another example. A man who didn't just rule a country, but tried to control the world. He started with nothing. No power, no army, no authority. But he had influence. He understood people, fear, emotion, and slowly he built one of the most powerful regimes in history. At his peak, millions followed him. Nations feared him. And just like every powerful man, he believed he couldn't lose. He stopped listening to his generals. He ignored advice. He trusted only himself. Decisions became reckless. Strategies became emotional. And that was the beginning of the end. His power didn't disappear overnight. It collapsed because of his own decisions. Because when power blinds you, you don't see your mistakes. You repeat them again and again until it's too late. And this pattern is not limited to kings or dictators. It exists everywhere. In business, in leadership, even in modern success stories. Men rise, build influence, gain control, and then they fall. Not because the world turns against them, but because they lose control of themselves. That's the real pattern. Power doesn't destroy you from the outside. It destroys you from within.
So, what really happens to a man when he gains power? Why does success turn into destruction? The answer is not in history alone. It's in human psychology. Because power doesn't just change your position, it changes your mind. At the beginning, power feels like control. You make decisions. People follow. You feel respected, valued, important. And slowly, your brain starts adapting to this new reality. It rewards you. Every success releases dopamine. Every victory builds confidence. And over time, this confidence becomes something else. It becomes certainty. A dangerous kind of certainty. The kind that makes you believe you are always right. And when that happens, you stop questioning yourself. You stop doubting your decisions. And that's the moment growth stops. Because growth requires doubt. But power removes it. At the same time, something else is happening. Your environment is changing. People around you are no longer honest. They become careful. They filter their words. They tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. And slowly, you lose access to reality. You are surrounded by agreement, by approval, by silence. And silence is dangerous, because silence hides truth. Now combine this with confidence. You believe you are right, and no one tells you otherwise. This creates a closed system, a system where mistakes grow without being noticed. And over time, those small mistakes become fatal. But here's the most dangerous part. Power creates isolation. The higher you go, the fewer people truly understand you, the fewer people you trust, and eventually,
you stand alone, making decisions that affect millions, with no one to challenge you, no one to stop you, no one to guide you. And that's when power becomes a trap, because from the outside, it looks like strength, but from the inside, it's weakness, a hidden weakness, the inability to see your own flaws. And that is what destroys powerful men, not enemies, not competition, but their own mind. Because once your mind is blind, your fall is only a matter of time.
And this is how it always ends. Not with a sudden collapse, but with a series of small decisions. Decisions that feel right in the moment, but slowly lead to destruction. Because when a man is blinded by power, he doesn't see the fall coming. He walks straight into it. History has shown this again and again. Empires didn't fall in a single day. Leaders didn't lose everything overnight. It happened step by step. One wrong decision, one ignored warning, one moment of ego, and then another, until there was no way back. That's the truth about power. It gives you control, but it also takes away awareness. And without awareness, control becomes an illusion. The most dangerous moment is not when you are weak, it's when you feel unstoppable. Because that's when you stop being careful. That's when you stop learning. That's when you stop growing. And that's when the fall begins. But here's the real lesson. Power itself is not the problem. It never was. The problem is how you handle it. Because power reveals who you truly are. It amplifies your strengths, but it also exposes your weaknesses. And if you're not aware of those weaknesses, they will control you. So what separates the few who survive from the many who fall? It's not intelligence. It's not strength. It's awareness. The ability to question yourself. The ability to listen. The ability to stay grounded, even when you're at the top. Because the truth is simple. The higher you rise, the more careful you need to be. The more aware you need to become. Because power doesn't forgive mistakes. It magnifies them. And in the end, every powerful man faces the same choice, to stay aware or to be consumed by his own power, and most fail to make the right one. So if you ever gain power, remember this: the real enemy is not outside, it's inside you. And the moment you forget that, you've already begun to fall. Subscribe for more powerful stories like this.